I mean, that's the biggest challenge that Africa is facing looking forward. You know, the population of Africa is going to double by 2050. The average age today is about 19. You know, it's 42 in Europe. The population is becoming increasingly urbanized. By the middle of this century, I think 60% of Africa's population will be in cities. And if people go into cities, young people in particular, and they don't find jobs, then we know from our own experience in Europe, unemployed urban youth has a risk. And there's a risk that they will drift into crime. There's a risk that they will drift into informal employment, which does not provide decent work. There's a risk of extremism, and there's certainly the risk of migration. So job creation is really, I think, going to be, for young people in particular, is really going to be the top priority looking forward. And certainly in our initial thinking for next year's summit, that is already emerging as a key issue. But it's not simply about job creation. You have to first give people education and the skills that they need to get those jobs. We need to really work much more with the private sector to create growth and opportunities and jobs, because it's them that do it, it's not us and nor governments. As a regional organization ourselves, it's clear that we support regional integration in Africa. We have our economic partnership agreements. Africa itself has a plan for a continental free trade area, and we're supporting that. It will take a long time, because negotiating these sort of trade deals, certainly between 54 countries, is not something that's going to be easy, but we're building capacity with the African Union Commission to lead those negotiations. There are ongoing tensions at the moment. I mean, for example, recently Tanzania decided not to sign the economic partnership agreement with Europe, which exposes problems within East Africa, and certainly Kenya is very concerned about that, and I think they're meeting this week to discuss the way forward. My personal view over time is that we need to bring these various trade agreements together into a continental free trade agreement. I think that is the long-term objective. I have no doubt that it will take time, but in the meantime we need to build on our own economic partnership agreements as building blocks. So the one in Southern Africa is ready to move forward. West Africa, again, Nigeria has decided not to sign, at least for the moment, but Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire have already signed. So there are definitely possibilities for moving forward there. And what we're also supporting is infrastructure, because very often African countries don't trade with each other because they simply don't have the infrastructure to get their goods and services across borders. So doing more on transport, on energy, on IT, all those areas through our blending mechanisms, where we put together our grants with loans from development financing institutions to finance the connectivity that Africa needs. That's also a major contribution to regional integration and growth of trade. They also have an objective of free movement of people, because at the moment it's actually quite difficult for Africans to move from one country to another on the continent. It's easier for me to travel around Africa than it is for many Africans in terms of visas. And at the last summit, the African Union launched the African Union passport. And the idea is similar to what we have here in Europe, that everybody would have an African Union passport with their own particular country on the passport, but it would facilitate visa-free travel over time. And of course we need peace and security, and I keep coming back to that, because at the moment Africa is going through a period of conflict in a number of areas. So we're working to overcome that. We're working to improve governance. It's all work in progress. It will all take time, but it's certainly something that we are supporting and keen to carry on supporting.